What's up, Foxtrotters? Welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you're new here, welcome, welcome. If you're returning, hello. It's so nice to see you all again. You guys look great. Yes, you person who just realized that you left your phone charger at work and looks like it's just gonna be one of those nights. Oh well, you look great. I hope everyone's having a wonderful day. I am very excited to bring this r/AntiMLM trash video to you today. At work, it was all I was thinking about, was just getting home and getting this video done for everybody. I started doing some of the searches for it yesterday, and I've been just chuckling and also seething at some of the stuff that I found, and I just needed everybody here with me so we could all look at it and enjoy it together. If that sounds like something that you're interested in, then please stay tuned. Wow. Okay, so this is a new unique palette. Ooh la la, wow. You know, if the company weren't so terrible and I didn't know that the shadows were terrible, I would think that those looked pretty. But knowing what I know, I'm on to you. But the names of these, right? How interesting are these names? So first of all, we have Antsy, which just makes me nervous because that's what Antsy is, right? And then you have, is that Fanatical? Like, okay, I guess it's a shiny gold Fanatical. It's kind of a weird extreme name, but whatever, you know, people name eyeshadows all sorts of wild stuff, so it's not really that wild. But then, okay, Fervent, okay, that doesn't really strike me at all. But then the final one, that's the one that really like strikes something. Manipulative. Odd, right, for an MLM to use that name for a shadow. Like, yes, I'm sure they just probably go through a book of names. It probably doesn't even matter. They probably just have like a random generator that just creates names for their eyeshadow. So this could mean absolutely nothing. But it just seems so eerie to me that it is called manipulative. And I actually read in the comments, someone theorized that perhaps this is so, if someone were to go on to Google and search like unique and manipulative in the title, that instead of pulling up, you know, articles talking about how bad unique is, instead it will pull up like this eyeshadow palette. It's like a way to divert negative attention. Does that make sense? So that could be it. I don't know. I mean, that seems just as likely as anything else, but it just is so funny. Just Antsy isn't something that you would really want, you know, like that'd be like naming an eyeshadow Anxiety, you know, like I don't know if that's like a good thing that we want to really celebrate, but I don't know, whatever. Maybe I'm just being too particular, but definitely manipulative is a pretty extreme name, especially considering the fact that it's a product being sold by, you know, an MLM or whatever. And this is the comment below, actually, from that post that got me to think about typing in the word manipulative, and maybe this was a tactic for that. So I'll go ahead and just read this real quick. I wonder if this was an SEO technique so that if you Google unique manipulative, it'll show up with a product and not complaints. And then you nailed it right on the head. This is 100% an SEO tactic to skew search results. It can be done organically since all their reps will be using those keywords, driving it up the rank. It can also be done on the paid front if they put money behind the phrase in Google Ads. Interesting. A quick search and it appears this is all that comes up for the page one results on Google, except for a few Reddit threads near the bottom. Source, journalism and mass comm degree with an emphasis in digital. Yeah, you know, you sounded pretty legit. That's good. Yeah, so I don't know. Interesting. What do you guys think? Let me know down below. What do you think about this? Whoever the person is who made this, they deserve a vacation, eye drops, and a lifetime supply of ibuprofen. I made a small collage of posts from one LuLaRoe seller to showcase some patterns and hurt your eyes. It's just a wall of awful. Everything I see, everything my eyes touch, it looks awful. It feels awful. I hate it. There is nothing redeeming in this pile. Like sometimes once in a while, I'll see a quirky pattern and I'll be like, okay, well, it might not be the greatest, but I kind of like it. Like, I don't know if I'd wear it out in public, but it's kind of fun. But there's nothing redeeming in this pile here. Nothing that I can find. Maybe those stripes, some of the stripes, only because they're the most simple pattern that I can see. And that says a lot. Ooh, but there are some bad stripes, like the vertical orange and what looks like navy blue stripe. Do you see that? It's like a really thick vertical orange stripe with a thinner navy blue stripe. That looks just terrible. I don't even have to see the whole outfit. I just know that that's not going to look good. Oh, everything's terrible. Okay, I have to go to the next slide. My eyes are hurting.
Paul Rudd probably uses Rejuvenique oil. Just saying.
I'm sure you can already tell where Rejuvenique oil comes from, which company sells that. First of all, I highly doubt that he needs to support an MLM. He is a celebrity worth millions, so my guess is his skin looks really good because he has millions of dollars. And he can afford really good skincare. He can afford to take really good care of himself. He can afford to hire somebody to feed him properly and, hire somebody to take care of his face. You know what I mean? I don't think it has anything to do with your Rejuvenique oil, but nice try. It's just such a weird move to be like, see a photo of somebody, have no proof whatsoever that they're even using any kind of anti-aging cream of any kind, and then just to be like, hey, they look great, they must be using the product I'm selling. Like, I don't know if that's how marketing works. And I didn't even have to study marketing. I just feel like that's kind of a known, but I, like I've said many times before on this channel, I could be wrong. I've been wrong. But yeah, no, less Rejuvenique oil and more just he's Paul Rudd and worth lots and lots of money and is able to take really, really good care of himself. That's it. It's no deeper than that. She had her entire family oiled up for the flight. Wow, look at that backpack and look at all of those oils she's got in that front pouch. Like, she is armed to the teeth with those things, and it's a little bit outrageous. But I'm not going to talk about the oils. I'm not going to talk about the products and what they do or don't do in this particular clip. What I'm going to what I'm going to rant about at the moment is the complete lack of awareness or care or sympathy or empathy for the people around her on that airplane is just stunning. She oiled up her whole family, so everyone's going to be walking up there smelling like they just got dipped in a vat of tea tree oil with a hint of lavender and who knows what else. What other kind of concoctions they have? Young Living always has those blends, right? They always have those like bravery blends or something kind of like that. So she's going to get her whole family on the plane. Everyone's going to be smelling, and then there's going to be recycled air, right? Because, we all know how planes work at this point, and they have air on them, but the air is a recycled air because you're up way far in the sky where there is little to no oxygen for us to breathe. Therefore, it has to be ventilated into the space. So what's very nice about this lady is she's getting on that metal tube in the sky with its recycled air, with all of its passengers on there trying to live their lives, going to work, going to visit family, going on vacation, going to do who knows what else, and they're going to be stuck on there in a fragrance cloud. I think that is so rude. And I'm not someone who is sensitive to fragrances, but having worked in the customer service industry, it is something that I have seen before. I have seen people have fragrance allergies. They start coughing, they get itchy. It's the worst. It can be very scary. Sometimes it can get very extreme. They can go into anaphylactic shock. Like, I don't know. It just seems like a really rude thing. Like, before you get on an airplane, you wouldn't spray yourself in perfume, or maybe you would, and in which case that is rude. I'm telling you now, that is a rude thing to do. I don't care. Okay, I was afraid I was going to be seeing this. I'm not surprised, but I'm still disgusted by it. I can't fathom the logic to use such a tragedy to try to sell something. How do you, like, as a person who is doing this, how do you reconcile that with like your ethics and values as a human being on this planet? How? Um, I'm not going to read in the Hunbot voice, honestly, because this already feels so disrespectful. Like, I can't fathom going further down that route. So for today and tomorrow only, in honor of those fallen on this horrific and tragic day 18 years ago, I'll be running a special on our patriotic line for only $10 flat. Please let me know which ones you would like to purchase. Stop. Oh man, that is so tacky. It's beyond tacky. That is tasteless. That is just, that's low. That is low. That is low. That is low. That is a low thing to do. And it's an insult. And I'm not even like a super patriotic person. I wouldn't necessarily wear, red, white, and blue nail polish like that necessarily. But like, I also am a human being with a heart, and I understand what that day meant. Okay. I remember that day. A lot of us do. All right. A lot of us were old enough when that happened. We remember where we were. The very moment where we were when it happened, and what we were thinking, what we were eating, what we were wearing, like these things stick with you forever. And I just, I don't know, like as an American, this makes me feel gross. As a human, this makes me just so sad for this person. Truly. And I know I come on here sometimes and I can defend Huns now and again, because some I think deserve defense. I think some are real people who make mistakes, and a lot of you are here. A lot of you are here as subscribers, and that's awesome. But I think even you would agree that the people that do this are on another level. Like, this is another level that is really hard for me to comprehend. I don't know. Yeah, I feel like I'm going to keep talking in circles. I don't know how you reconcile this with yourself. Okay, I got to get off this one. This has made me upset. Okay, and this next bit is a conversation between an Arbonne, I believe it was an Arbonne consultant, and the original poster. So let's go ahead and read this. It's pretty good. Sorry, I only buy silicone and acrylic-free products. Thanks, though.
I'm not sure if we have those in our products, but let me check. What's the reason behind that? Just curious.
I switched about 2 years ago and noticed a huge difference in my skin. Silicone and byproducts of silicone form a film on your skin surface since they're fillers, which makes it a lot easier for dirt and sweat to get trapped in pores. Plus, there's no reason for me to be putting plastics on my face. Haha.
We are silicone free. We actually ban over 2,000 harmful chemicals and ingredients in our products. We are certified vegan, gluten-free, and non-GMO.
Sorry, I've looked at your ingredients lists. I'm seeing acrylic polymers and silicone-based polymers in the serums and a lot of the blushes and such. Thank you, though.
Where did you see the silicone?
Third ingredient down is a plastic polymer. Polymethyl methacrylate. Polymethyl methacrylate, PMMA, a synthetic resin produced from the polymerization of methacrylate, a transparent and rigid plastic. PMMA is often used as a substitute for glass in products such as shatterproof windows, skylights, illuminated signs, and aircraft canopies. It is sold under the trademarks plexiglass, loose, blah, blah, blah. Okay, well, that sounds like plastic to me. It's used in plexiglass and windows. Thank you, though.
Interesting. I'll have to research that more. No problem.
Yep, I would let your company know if they're advertising that they are silicone free. It's not true. I always double check because I've noticed a huge difference on my skin's clarity and cleanliness.
I typed the ingredients in our main product ingredient search engine to see if it came up. I could have possibly spelled it wrong or something, but I know they also list why they use that specific ingredient and why they deemed it safe to use, so let me research on it a bit. I'm curious myself, but I don't think they claim to be silicone free. I just didn't see it myself.
Oh man, okay, so person presents facts. Facts are too factual. Hunbot must go back and double check / do some circles. Yeah, I think that's pretty funny. At first, she's definitely like, there are no silicones, no silicones, no silicones. And then this person's like, boom, yes, there are. Here it is. Here's the third ingredient down. And they're like, oh, well, actually, I know that we have that in there. And the company did explain why. It's like, wait. You just said it wasn't in there. Now you're saying it was in there and there's a good reason for it. Like, you can't do that. It can't be both ways. What a funny dialogue. I do appreciate the OP with their very fact-based, very concise information. And that's really good research, because it's important to know when things, especially if you have skin that's sensitive, like me. I have sensitive skin, so a lot of things tend to irritate it, so I just don't use a lot of stuff. That's kind of been my method, which is probably not the best. I could be better like the OP here and actually research my products, and then I would know for sure. But no, No. That's too logical. That makes too much sense. I'm not sure what that is. So yeah, what a funny dialogue. And yeah, there's no silicone zone in this product. Oh wait, oh no, there are, but they're like fine. They're so fine. They're really good silicones. I'll tell you why as soon as I can find out myself. I'm currently looking for a job and actively applying, so I get all excited anytime I get a LinkedIn notification. Let's just say I was thoroughly disappointed. One new invitation, regional vice president at Primerica. And she already has 3 mutual connections. Wow, they work fast. And remember, don't forget, folks, being a regional vice president, remember, MLMs like to put these grand titles on their positions, on their various levels, for different reasons, mostly just to give people delusions of grandeur, I think, is probably to give them the illusion that they're really doing well, that they are, succeeding in their career. But a regional vice president at Primerica could be someone who's worked there for like a month. Yeah, there was like I think it was like an Arbonne consultant that got a promotion after 2 weeks and got named like regional manager or something. Oh yeah, definitely hit the X on that one. It's not worth it. It's not even worth to engage in the dialogue. Just hit that X and just move on. I'm sure you'll find a great job in no time.
Ha ha ha! The power of oils. Blank would not stop crying, and nothing we were doing was helping. I told Blank to grab a bottle of lavender for her to inhale. This was so fun to watch. Blank said you may share. Okay, very good.
Okay. I know a lot of you out there have had babies. I have not, but like I've been around them, so like I understand some basic babyisms. One of them is, babies, when they're crying and they're having a moment, one of the things you can do, it doesn't always work, but one of the things you can do to try to, stop the situation from escalating is to like dangle a set of keys or put like their little toy, whatever it is they like to grab a lot, right in front of them, something that they can kind of like look at, and then now they have to figure out like, oh, interesting, and then they kind of have to process through that so that they're less upset and they're not thinking about what made them angry a moment ago. Doesn't always work. Is not a foolproof system. I have seen both sides of that coin. But I'm just saying, the fact that this baby was crying and then they shoved smelly oils under the baby's nose and then the baby went quiet, like that doesn't surprise me at all. I mean, the baby was probably shocked. It was probably like, whoa, what the heck was that? That was very strong smelling. And I don't know. I don't know if these bottles are diffused oils or like if they are mixed with the carrier oil so that they're safe, but I don't necessarily think you're supposed to put an essential oil directly under your child's nose. Their skin's very sensitive, among other things. I don't know. I have so many issues with this. There's just so many things. If I stick on this one too long, I'll be here all day and no one has time for that. So let me know down below, what do you think about this, especially if you have kids. What do you think? Does this look like a good idea? Please say no. Oh man, these matinee huns are getting a little big for their britches. Okay. This hun is, I'm sure she got this from one of her uplines, no doubt, but she's attempting to imply that apparently matinee, Monet, Monat is comparable to Apple in the sense that the stock is going to completely jump. You know how like people who got in on the ground floor of Apple back in the day, people who invested back before it really blew up, those people are all just swimming in millions of dollars now. So they're trying to imply that by investing in Monat, Monet, Matinee, that you're going to have that same experience / even better. But I want you to look at some very special keywords here. Okay, so we'll start at the very top.
These numbers speak for themselves. These aren't estimates. This is a fact.
Okay, so Apple. Year 1, Apple did $1 million in revenue. Year 2, $10 million in sales. Year 4, $100 million in sales. Year 6, $1 billion in sales in 6 years. Yeah, no, that is impressive. It's crazy. That's why people who ended up putting money in on the ground floor are now swimming in it. They're loaded. Okay, so us, which is the Monet people. Year 1, projected to do $1 million in sales, did $25 million. Okay. Year 2, $60 million in sales. Year 3, 300 million in sales. Year 4, projected to be our billion-dollar company. There are so many things here. By having these numbers could be correct. For all intents and purposes, these numbers could be correct on paper. But what we're not seeing is all of the stuff in between, all of the stuff in between the lines. There is so much going on here. There's so much we don't know about how they're getting that revenue, who they're getting the revenue from. Is it really because they're getting so many new customers, or is it because they're growing their downlines, and the downlines are buying in, and so they're constantly buying in, and by buying in and buying a bunch of product, they're continuing the cycle, and there go the millions and millions in sales. Like, they can't tell you by this graph or this picture here, they can't tell you where the sales came from. Were they customer sales or consultant sales? Like, you'll never know, and it doesn't matter to them, because that would just allude from the fact that they are on track to be a bigger company than Apple. Look out, world. Invest now on the ground floor. If it does turn out, let's just say like 30 years from now, somehow Monet Matinee turns out to have been something on the Apple ground level floor, well then fine, I'll eat crow then. But I just do not 100% believe that is not going to happen. So it's time for everyone's favorite segment of the video. It's time for the wholesome moment of the day. Let's see who you guys sent over. To start us off today, we have these two lovable guys, and this was sent over by Brittany. Thank you so much, Brittany. Now, the first one is Gandalf, and he's the gray one, and he was found in a barn at just a few weeks old and was hand-raised by a local shelter where they actually got him at. His favorite food is cantaloupe in small amounts once in a while, don't worry, and loves to play fetch. And then Saruman is the white kitty. That's pretty good. Yeah, Lord of the Rings people, that's pretty good. I like that. I do. I appreciate that. Saruman was born in a shelter when his mom was brought in as a stray. His favorite things are the laser pointer and food. He loves belly rubs and is partially deaf, so his meows are horrendous. I wonder about my cat sometimes. Okay, that's interesting. I wonder if my cat maybe has a hearing problem, because she has the most intense, awful sounding yowl. We refer to it as the witch call, because you hear it and it echoes throughout the house, and it doesn't sound like a sweet kitty, and she never has. And I don't know, it's probably not because she's hard of hearing. I think it just might be, I think that might just be her voice. But anyway, I'm very fond of a very ugly sounding cat. And last but not least, we have Cessna, spelled just like the plane, Cessna. Very cool name. Anyways, this was sent over by Lori. Thank you so much, Lori. And I'm just going to actually read Lori's words for this one. On August 26, 2014, we learned that our beloved lab pit mix Pepper had advanced leukemia. We had to put her down 3 days later as she was suffering so much. Our daughter wanted to look for another dog, but I was brokenhearted and wanted no part of it. I finally took her to the animal shelter just to pacify her. While we were there, we learned of a mama dog who'd been abandoned in a rough Southside neighborhood and had subsequently given birth in a foster home. The puppies were born on August 26th. Our sweet, silly girl Cessna celebrated her 5th birthday this year on International Dog Day. Oh, that is so wonderful. Thank you so much, Lori, for sharing. And if you're looking to get a new member of your family, I definitely recommend to Adopt Not Shop. Check out your local shelters, your local humane societies, and don't forget to spay and neuter your pets. And if you want to see a photo of your pets here, then go ahead and send it to my email, which is in my channel description, and you will see your pets here eventually. All right, Foxtrotters, that's going to do it for me today. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you liked that video, please hit that like button down below. If you have any good comments or suggestions, please leave that down below as well. I love to read what you have to say, and I love interacting with you all. If you have not already, hit that subscribe button and become a Foxtrotter. Come join the den. Den Mother would love to have you. And I'm going to leave my Patreon here somewhere. Feel free to check it out. And if not, no big deal. I'm just glad you came to spend some time with me. All right, everybody, I hope you enjoyed that video. I hope that wherever you are, whatever you're doing, that you are well. And I hope that I was able to bring you some laughs today. Hopefully not too much anger, hopefully more laughter, maybe a little rage laughter. Is that a new emotion? We're gonna make a new emotion, just like I'm gonna create a bronzer, right? Bronzer plus contour. I'm now gonna create this as well. We're just gonna mix words together. It's more fun. Anyway, folks, as always, until the next video, take care.